whole life, right? If I fuck with you, I'm all the way out there. If I don't fuck with you, I don't mind you knowing I don't fuck with you.
Breaking down the kid coke, I ain't never seen a boat. Cause I got circumcised thinking I'ma need a load. Booby, he a shooter, hit the top of your medulla. From a scooter with a Ruger, I don't think he even need a scope. Attending college been a goal that I'm after. Evaded doing life without parole, ain't shackles. I'm only fucking with what matters. A washed up rapper talking trash doesn't matter. Front windshield of the car when it shatters. My nigga brains blowed out, laying in my lap. Told God take me, everybody blame me. Praying till I'm prayed out, won't bring them back. They say my life is amazing. Funny, been a question, kinda wonder how I made it. Forrest Gump and I got something in common. The world treats you different. We ain't booted up on Miley, we don't do shrooms. All we do is pass gas, loud excuse who. Twin turbo 911, make it boom boom. We in all black, my mechanic make the tool move. Say you sip lean, yeah I do too. I ain't tryna hit your cup, nigga, do you? I'm Michael Jackson, I'm reincarnated. I channel this spirit like I lead the greatest. Medicinal marijuana, am I medicated? Aerosmith jaded. She look like Nala when she got on top of me. I gazed in her eyes and responded. Can we go half on the baby? Broke another fingernail, scratching on my back. Navel to the ceiling when I'm pushing on her pelvis. See my tattoo of Elvis when I'm tearing up a cat. She tell I'm a perfect imperfection. My craft has been perfected and I just need affection. Emotionally, I'm an introvert, but it come off as aggression. No one understand me and everybody can't be slow. It's refreshing to find someone who think like me, so I can't be wrong. I'm a perfect imperfection and I don't find interest in the radio. Sometimes I get high, watch the time pass by like away we go. Is it okay to cry when you dying inside? Seem like codeine is the one thing that help take my mind from the flame in my brain with the full clip. Drake saying Gates do his thing, he on bullshit. All you other niggas rap about this bullshit. Studio on drugs when you get all in your feelings. Look into your eyes, nigga, you ain't never living. Always talking cooking dope, nigga, ever had heartache? Ever lost money learning how to cook all base? Ever grind hard trying to bake for your lawyer? Get them paid off and you still go to jail, and the bitch that you love don't pick up when you call her. Fuckin' with your nigga when you get out in your dogger. Go on with your move with a nigga, you don't argue. Came here to die in the game, I'm retarded. No one's got a name, I ain't knowing what to call him. I'm a three-way to call, chopping gave me a father. Freeman, I look up to you, nigga, and I love you. Know you lost your parents, but with me you got a brother. Malachi, Chris Sprite, Arts and Trap. Cousin Lil Quick telling me he wanna rap. Uptown Bees at the White House administration. Get the paper, had to see Teresa and scrap. When the seatbelt strap, make it hard to lean back. Sitting up straight in the cars with the shades on. Young 7 with the jets and now my main man gone. I was doing time up in Rivers when he came home. Now I'm waiting on a nigga for to get out of line. No drop out, we jump out and dump where you grind. Excuse me, I meant to say where you spend time. You too scared to hustle, you just wasting time. I used to spend nights with Khalil and Jaquincy. Now his brother fuck with the ones who against me. Stop making threats cause I swear I hate living. You say you don't like me, well shut up or kill me. Well shut up or kill me. You say you don't like me, well shut up or kill me. Bitch, shut up or kill me. I'm a perfect imperfection, my craft has been perfected and I just need affection. Emotionally, I'm an introvert, but it come off as aggression. No one understand me and everybody can't be slow. It's refreshing to find someone who think like me, so I can't be wrong. I'm a perfect imperfection and I don't find interest in the radio. Sometimes I get high, watch the time pass by like away we go. Is it okay to cry when you dying inside? It seems like codeine is the one thing that help take my mind from the lies.
God help me to forgive. Never let me forget. Mic check 1 2 1 2. You want beef with the king? What is you gonna do? We back. This is Hood Tales with ConeHead. This is another episode in the new year. 3 days in, and all I can say is blessings on blessings. This is episode 146. Man, it's just been an amazing start to this new year. I've been dealing with this issue with my appeal and trying to get all that straightened out because of the miscommunication or whatever the appeal board want to call it. But I had been trying to get in contact with the supervisor for seemed like forever, for about over a month now, because I've been calling because something just wouldn't let me let it go because of the simple fact, how the lady tried to play me when I called, when I finally decided to just pick up the phone, call, to find out what was going on with my situation, because I was very unaware, because I hadn't had no communication with anyone regarding my status or regarding anything I had to do or needed to do when it came to my appeal. So, for me, it was more like I was wanting to do it for myself. I didn't really need the lady to do it. Just point me in the right direction, lead me to the water. I'm a drink and think. So, I'm very resilient when it comes to situations, especially when it's involving me, because at the end of the day, shit, I know for a fact I'm going to fight harder than anybody will fight hard for me. So, when I spoke with the lady, finally, after they transferred my case from Tallahassee to Daytona in March of last year, and I never heard from them, so I didn't know what was going on with the situation. So something just told me to pick up the phone and Google the information and call. So I called back in October, wondering what was up, because I haven't heard from no one since I had it transferred and since it was a notice filed. So I call, I get a clerk on the phone. The lady tells me, hey, she didn't want to outright say it, but, they had already ruled on it without my knowledge. So when she told me what I needed to do, and, I kind of took it hard because, like I say, I had been waiting almost over a year for the ruling on it, because I know once I get that overturned and get it exonerated, I get my life back. I can get back on the ship. I can, work at the port if I want, and I get my firearm license back. Plus, I get all my guns back that they took when I got arrested. So, I talked to the lady. She basically kind of gave me her ass to kiss, because I guess it's not her situation, and as she really could give two fucks about it. So, her attitude towards the conversation started off wrong already, because I'm sitting here waiting to know what my situation is gonna be, because this is necessary. So she tells me what she tells me. So she files a brief, which she shouldn't have never filed in the first place, which, she said there was no argument for me to sit here and, argue the appeal. So I'm like, that don't make any sense, because I know these people planted drugs. These people legally jumped on telephones. Never had any investigation on me. Never had no confidential informant come and try to get nothing from me. And it was just a whole debacle when I went to trial. And the crazy thing is, I went to trial because I just felt like, hey, I know I'm not a part of nothing. I ain't got shit to do with this. So, I'm gonna start, give us free, let me go. So, she talk her little shit. Oh, it's nothing we can do, it's closed, it's this, it's that. And I'm like, well, how did you even make a decision without even talking to me? And so, that back and forth shit. So, the lady had already told me who I talked to a couple of days before, because I never even knew who my appeal lawyer was. Never knew the lady name or anything. So it was kind of crazy that you filed something and didn't even talk to your client, never said a word to me, so I never was able to find me. You mailing shit to the wrong address. I'm gonna tell you how God working this thing out in my favor. That's why the blessing coming. Because, you see, I did what the clerk told me to do. Go to a higher court. Okay, so that means I gotta go to the state Supreme Court. So I go to the state Supreme Court, I write a letter, filing a notice. I'm appealing the judgment from the lower court. And this is when you have to have your faith And this is when you have to just ask God for discernment and wisdom. Because, strange enough, I get the letter back and they actually dismiss my notice. So now I'm really kind of pissed off because I'm like, well, what the hell going on? Well, everything I'm doing is getting dismissed and getting turned down or getting done without me knowing and all this other shit. Now, I'm not looking at how God lining this thing up like he lining it. But bear with me, I'm going to get to it. So, pretty much, I done got told no on almost every situation when I filed paperwork. So, crazy thing is, I read the letter. They saying they don't have any jurisdiction for my appeal. Now, I'm tripping because I'm like, well, what the fuck? What am I going to do? Because this shit ain't making no sense. She files without talking to me. These people uphold the brief that she filed. And that's it. So they thought I was going to just stop pushing the narrative. Okay, cool. So I write them, they dismiss it. They say they had no jurisdiction. But look how God worked. So I'm just like, I'm disheveled right now because I'm like, man, what the fuck what's going on? Like, what the fuck am I doing wrong? I'm doing everything they asked me, telling me to do by the book. I'm going about it in a positive way. You know, I did have to cuss a couple people out in the midst of this shit. So, I tried my best to be humble, but that shit was hard. So, remember I said they had no jurisdiction. That's why they dismissed my notice. So, fast forward. I need to talk to a supervisor. Because this wasn't sitting well with me. Because I'm like, ain't no way these people did this shit like that. And that's all. It's nothing I can do, because I was just more on the situation like, man, something got to give. Because I'm not accepting this shit. Like, I refuse to. To this right now, at this moment, I refuse to. So, I decided, because when they wrote in the letter, they said I need to contact the lower court. So I called the District Court of Appeals, and I was calling faithfully for a month straight. Now this, it's in December, and it's holidays and all this other shit. So people not coming to work. People probably leaving early, doing shopping and things of that nature. So I've been calling the supervisor, Mr. Burden, for like a month. Never was able to get. I left a few voicemails on his answering machine. And, the secretary lady was so nice and like trying to patch me in. Sometimes I would leave a message and sometimes I'd be like, nah. But I just kept calling. I was persistent. Like, I wasn't going to like just let this shit lay where it was at, because I'm not going to accept that shit. I'm not accepting this felony. I don't care what I got to sacrifice. I'm not accepting that felony. So, and this is how the blessing come in. Now, this is the new year. Like, that was in 23. And like I said before, 23 was a fucked up, crazy year for me. But I'm believing in, high expectations for 24. We only 3 days in as of today. And things have been favorably working in my favor. And when I say that, I mean, God really has been blessing. There's some blessings I got on the way, and there's some blessings that's happening today. Okay, so yesterday, I finally get a phone call from the supervisor. So he called me. This is after 5 o'clock. This is after office hours. So he introduces himself. He lets me know that he's returning my call. Nah, this man he hacking up his lungs and esophagus and probably his stomach lining because he just coughing and shit on the phone. So he says he's been out sick. That's why he hadn't returned any of my calls. So that made sense because I'm calling every day for about 4 weeks straight. So he called yesterday evening, and he tells me what's going on, and so I give him a little bit of insight on why I have been calling him like that. So we kind of had a verbal sparring match because I'm gonna be standoffish and I'm gonna be who I am, and it was crazy because this dude was trying to talk his shit too, and I was like, buddy, I don't give a fuck. You can hang up the phone. Well, you're not gonna keep interrupting me. Hey man, listen. You gotta understand my frustration, man. You gotta understand that shit. You don't know what it's like, So I'm not cutting him off because I'm trying to, be rude. I'm trying to remember my thought because there's so much I have to remember to tell him to look into. So he's never talked to that lady who handled my appeal. And like he told me, he got 35 years of experience and he deal with capital cases. That's the people that's on death row fighting the appeal to get off of death row. To either get life sentences or get their shit overturned or get another trial date so they can prove their innocence. So we going back and forth. We both talking our little shit. And so, I told him, I said, listen, let me get one thing clear. I said, I don't mean no disrespect. I really don't mean any disrespect. Because your employee allowed this to happen without really trying to do her job. Now, like he explained to me, we can no longer handle your case. It's out of their hands now. So I'm like, okay. She said that it was closed. She said it was nothing that they can do. Okay, cool. But I needed to talk to the supervisor still. Because like I say, I put that pen and that paper together, boy, I'm a monster. Because I know how to do that complaint. I know how to file motions, do all that. So the crazy thing was he was like, yeah, there's nothing. He said, really, I don't even owe you no phone call. I technically don't even have to call you. And I can respect that because it's true. His office is no longer handling my appeal. So I'm sitting there, like I said, I wrote the Supreme Court. They dismissed it based off the jurisdiction. Mind you, remember I said that earlier. So what he broke it down to me was, due to the fact that my appeal is kind of still under the lower courts for the District 7, they have a time period before they have to release my actual case or my appeal. So once it's released, this is why I say it's a blessing on blessing, because not only does that letter make sense to me now by hearing it from him, because he remind you, the lady never even said nothing about that shit. She just basically was like, what the fuck you want me to do? This shit over with. Go on with your life. You free. You ain't in prison. You need to take what you got and just then let it be. But I will never not leave this shit alone. These people took my life from me, or tried to. They tried to take my freedom. They took everything as far as, my place of residence, my transportation, my income, all that. I lost everything because of this shit. So now I understand what that jurisdiction shit mean. Because when I went to the library back in December, I seen a motion when it said something about the jurisdiction. But now Mr. Burden actually told me what the deal is. So this is what's going on now. This is why this is a blessing. Okay. It's supposed to either be released on the 5th of this month or next month. I had to find out when I talked. He's supposed to call me back. Like he said, he a man of his word. He been doing this job for 35 years. This man say, hey, this is what I do. I deal with capital shit. I don't even deal with your type of case. So he was basically saying, like, well, you got time, sir. You got this and this. I was like, sir, my career, I cannot work with a felony, especially a conspiracy. I said, I'm a merchant marine. I said, I can't have that kind of felony. A drug conviction ain't gonna get me no job. Not back in my career field. Because I could work and make 6 figures in 6 months and be chilling for the rest of the 6. So I'm like, I want to get my, he just like, I said, just like you had your 35 years of experience. I said, sir, I've been a merchant marine since 2014. And I enjoyed what I did. That was my career, not a job. I said, I could provide for everybody I want to with that type of income coming in. And I said, and I ain't gonna lie to y'all, shit, I broke down, started crying on that fucking phone. That man had to feel my pain. I'm like, sir, I've been dealing with this shit for 7 years, damn near. I said, I've lost everything. I'm not even able to provide for my children. I got 4. I said, I'm not even, as a man, I'm not even able to do the things that's necessary for me and mine to make sure that they're good. I said, that shit, it don't feel good. I said, because at the end of the day, these people tried to railroad me and send me to prison. They planted drugs. They did all this illegal shit. I said, sir, put yourself in my shoes. He said, man, you know what? You're a very unique client. Because I guess I was so persistent at not giving up. I said, sir, I can't accept this shit. I said, I was never a felon before that. I was never a felon. I said, I don't even know how to adjust to this shit. I said, I've been applying for jobs. I said, I didn't even get a job at Popeyes. I met a lady in Walmart, said she the manager at Zaxby's in Orange Park, and said they wouldn't hire me because corporate wouldn't let me get a job. I said, what the Zaxby's? Said they wouldn't hire me. And so you see, my spirit won't let me accept that shit for nothing in the world. I know I'm better than this bullshit. And I know God didn't bring me out of that situation to let me sit out here and starve and struggle. So I told him, I said, look, I don't mean no disrespect. I said, I'm frustrated. I said, you have to understand, I've been sitting here fighting this shit as long as I've been fighting it. And I'm still fighting. I said, I'm still dealing with the ramifications. I said, I went to trial and blessed to be here. Like you say, oh yeah, well you got a time served. I said, sir, that's all they could give me was time served. They couldn't give me shit else. I rejected 10 years. I told them I'm going to trial. Nothing they can do for me. They couldn't help me do shit. That man only offered me time served to back my co-defendant in the corner to make him take 15 years. That was all it was about. And I didn't go for the bullshit. So he was like, I'm going to go talk to your attorney tomorrow. Said, I'm going to call you back. And I'm going to tell you what she said. Which I don't need to hear the shit, because the lady gonna tell him anything. That's her boss, so shit, he gonna protect her ass. But I want to get my shit off and tell him, like, look, this is what happened. He like, well, yo, we mail our stuff. I said, sir, she was sending this shit to the wrong address. That's not on me. And I said, I didn't even get the chance to respond to the 30 days after she filed the brief, because I didn't even know the shit hadn't even went down. So, and that's my testimony for the day. Like, man, you gotta stay consistent and persistent, man. You can't let things rattle you, shake your foundation, or none of that. The palm tree, the reason why it grows so big and tall down south is because it's built for hurricanes. So when hurricane winds come, that tree, whichever way that wind blowing, that's which way that tree leaning. Until the storm over and that tree stand back up. So you got to look at your situation as you being a palm tree in the midst of your hurricane. You might lean to the left, you might lean to the right, you might lean whichever way that wind blowing. But stand. If you could just stand and hold on just a little while longer, God will bless you. And that's what them blessings on blessings come. I'm only speaking blessings for the rest of the year, like the song say. Anthony Brown, B.O.B. Bounce, blessings on blessings. I was listening to that as I went on my morning walk, and like it just something came over me, man. Like, to talk to y'all about this, like, don't give up. Don't give up on God, because He won't give up on you. If you stay diligent and faithful, and a good and faithful servant, man, He'll answer your prayers, and the time it need to be answered, not when you feel like it's time for Him to answer. So always remember that, man. Be careful what you speak out your mouth. Only speak positivity. because all I'm speaking is blessings for the rest of the year, like the song say. So this is Hood Tales with ConeHead, man. I thank y'all for taking time out y'all day and y'all life to just come check me out and hear what I have to say. You feel me? And, you know, like and subscribe, hit the notification bell for the my YouTube channel, so you can get the latest updates, the podcast episodes. You know, working on this side project. You know, y'all be looking out for it. I once I get it solidified, I'll give y'all an insight on what's going on. But keep praying for me. Keep praying for yourself. I love everybody who love me. And if you don't love me, man, you already know what time it is. Fuck you. Because at the end of the day, I'm going to be me. And I'm going to do God's work. And I'm going to do the work that I need to do. So shout out to all y'all who rock with me. It's Hood Tales with ConeHead. I'm out.